I'm gonna show you the materials that you need for our first project and the majority of the projects in our class. So some of the basic tools is if you're gonna be cutting cardboard and want to protect your working surface, invest on a self-healing cutting mat. They have different brands. For me, this is an ideal size, but if you want, you can buy a smaller one. I will not go smaller than 12 by 18. This one is 24 by 18 and is quite handy. Something else that you will need is an X-Acto knife. And the X-Acto knife has a thin blade. You use it by moving this part toward the right. The top opens. You can insert that blade carefully. Try to hold the opposite edge of where that sharp edge is, and then you close it. Okay, so X-Acto knife. You're also gonna need an utility knife, and you see they're quite different. This one has a small narrow blade. This one has inside a thicker blade that is almost like an inch width. So X-Acto knife, utility knife. I like to invest in a utility knife that is retractable. So that way it's easier to maneuver. You can put it in your bag or in a toolbox, and that blade is not gonna be exposed. With the X-Acto knife, sometimes they have a plastic cover, but it's very common for them to it's the first thing you lose. So if I'm not using it, I open it and put that blade towards the inside of the X-Acto. That way, that blade is not exposed. So, utility knife, X-Acto knife, a pair of scissors, pencil and paper to draw ideas or take notes. You're also gonna need a metal ruler. If you can get one with a rubber backing or cork, it's good because that way it will not slip. You're gonna need the metal ruler because when you do the cuts, you're gonna have that blade be guided by that edge of that metal ruler. So metal ruler. I also found these type of rulers. They have a thicker edge to them. Either or will work. And separate from that, you can also have handy tape, masking tape. Another tool that is going to be very helpful is a glue gun. If you haven't worked with a glue gun, there's two types. This is like a general size, and there's a smaller one. I prefer to buy the bigger one because you can work faster. And don't forget to also get extra glue sticks. So you have the glue gun and you have these glue sticks that you put inside. The gun connects to the wall with a plug, and what the guns do is it has a heating element, and as you push the glue stick, it starts melting. And then you can, when that glue is melted, you can adhere together different pieces, and as the glue dries and get cold, the pieces will adhere. Separate from these basic things, you can get different adhesive. So like the regular school glue that you have used since first grade, this is really good to use with mixed media. Also, you can use this as a binding agent. You can use it to add fabric. You can use it to even put dirt or sand or pieces when you use a lot and then coat it over an object. Glue stick, very handy to adhere paper to a surface and even photos. Other adhesive that I come to prefer during the years, separate from the regular glue. This is good and feasible, but it takes a while to dry. So if I want to work with something that I needed to dry quick, I'm using fabric tack. This is a great adhesive. It's acid free. It tends to bond even like wood, leather, lace, glass. So it's really strong. It's not water based. So you have to be aware of not getting it in your hands, but it dries really fast and it's really strong, fantastic for mixed media. Other type of glue that is similar to the white glue is tacky glue. So just look for tacky glue. They have clear gel, and the regular one is pretty much like regular glue, but it dries faster. And you can also use spray adhesive. Just be careful and use it outside. Be aware of where you point it. So you will always use it away from you in a ventilated area. This will spray a whole surface with adhesive, so be careful where you use it. I will cover the surface that you're working with a piece of paper outside in a ventilated area. Be careful with the direction of the wind, because this will spray a mist of adhesive and it will coat everything around it. So what you do, this is great for fabric too. If you don't want to soak your fabric or large pieces of flat materials and you want to use something like it's more dry, like paper, you can coat the surface that you want to adhere the image or the paper or whatever it is. So you put a quote, you put another quote in the piece of paper, and then you wait it to dry and get tacky a little bit, and then you bond it together. So different adhesives, different glues. So to recap, what you will need for project 1 and the majority of our assignments is metal ruler, any type, just be sure that it's made out of metal, scissors, utility knife, X-Acto knife. There's different adhesives depending on what you're doing. Do a little bit of research, and tape, glue gun, extra glue sticks, pencil and paper, and don't forget, if you're cutting over a surface, a self-healing cutting mat. Thank you.